Happy Thanksgiving from our NewsNation headquarters in America's heartland. It's time for news for all America. Thank you so much for spending your holiday morning with us. I'm Nick Smith. Some folks are still on the way to their Thanksgiving Day destinations. Not as many travelers are expected today, but millions across the country are alert for wintry weather and a soggy holiday. We're tracking your Thanksgiving travel and the forecast.
When I got named to the cabinet, or at least nominated to the cabinet, I didn't get any protection whatsoever until after I was confirmed. Yeah. So most of these folks have absolutely no security whatsoever.
Bomb threats to potential members of President-elect Trump's cabinet. Who was targeted and what the FBI is saying. Plus, Oscar winner Mel Gibson thanks NewsNation's Elizabeth Vargas for helping bring a detained American back home. And we're talking turkey. Don't take any chances on the star of the show. We're bringing the Butterball Turkey tip line into your kitchen so you can have the best bird and even some ideas for leftovers. Ooh, yummy. You know I love this stuff. It's Thanksgiving, and this morning in America. We begin with some troubling news. Breaking overnight, Israel says its ceasefire with Hezbollah has been violated and Israeli tanks have fired on 6 areas. This is according to Reuters. It reports the IDF fired on suspects, some with vehicles along the Israeli-Lebanese border. It's not clear right now what those suspects were doing or what areas were hit by tank fire. The U.S. brokered ceasefire just started Wednesday. We'll have more details, including updates from the White House all morning long as we get them. You're looking live right now at Times Square as preparations are underway for the 2024 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The parade started 100 years ago. This year will feature 22 giant balloons, 34 floats, 11 marching bands, and plenty of surprise appearances. Hopefully you're waking up where you need to be this Thanksgiving because it's going to be a busy day on the roads and in the skies. Winter weather could still impact travel today, and especially this weekend when everyone tries to make their way back home. Meteorologist Max Paris will have all the information we need later on today in the newscast. But for right now, we want to start with NewsNation's Xavier Walton, who's live at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. And Xavier, you were there yesterday watching the crowds and the lines. I have to ask you, how do things look this morning?
Nick, first off, I mean, happy Thanksgiving, friend. But they look a lot like they did yesterday. Can I get a drum roll, please? And then we're going to pan the camera to my right to show you what the security checkpoint looks like. And yeah, it is empty. More TSA than people actually flying this morning. The line was longer just a bit ago, but hey, people at the airport say TSA was ready for this record-breaking number of travelers flying to their destination this Thanksgiving. As far as delays and cancellations are concerned, already this morning, according to FlightAware, we are seeing reports of dozens of delayed flights. It could be a ripple effect from yesterday, but keep in mind, it is early on this Thanksgiving. But to match the historic numbers, TSA had the highest staffing numbers in the administration's history. Think about that. Unfortunately, the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, could not do the same with air traffic controllers. The shortage may partially be to blame for some of those delays in cancellations on top of the storms, carrying all that snow and rain that Max is going to talk about. Something to be thankful for. A lot of people are obviously driving this holiday season, waking up this morning and driving. Gas is going to be a little bit cheaper to help them get there. Same with airfare, and that can be said too come December when we're talking about flights for Christmas, Nick.
But Xavier, those extra staffing numbers with TSA definitely are a godsend if it's allowing people to move through the lines a little bit faster, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And it seems like everybody we talked to yesterday, even today, I mean, these lines were moving fast. So we get up to a 20-minute wait, and then before you know it, it was back down to 5.
Xavier Walton, live this morning. Xavier, thank you so much. These last-minute travelers will see rain, snow, and everything in between. Let's get to meteorologist Max Paris in the NewsNation Holiday Travel Center with what we can expect as people move around today. Hey, Max.
Hi, Nick. Happy Thanksgiving. We're tracking a pretty strong storm system approaching the East Coast, so I do expect delays all the way from Maine to North Florida as the storm system rolls through. Let's talk about the winter weather alerts that are for the interior part of New England right now. We have winter storm warnings as we look at upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. And then in this teal teal color, those are actually lake effect snow warnings. That'll be impacting us Black Friday through the rest of the upcoming weekend as we have cold air on the backside of this storm system passing over the lakes, triggering that snow. You can already see that snow coming on down for parts of New England. Right along the coastline, though, the travel will not, again, be easy necessarily, but it's rain, which is preferable to snow for all those travelers that are hitting those big hubs this morning or maybe later in the day. So we have this storm system that's connected to a cold front all the way to the south. We have strong storm chances for the southeast and the Carolinas and down towards Georgia and North Florida today with some damaging winds possible. That'll be an isolated threat. Mainly wet roads are going to be the bigger impact. All this sliding south of Atlanta pretty quickly this morning, so we should see limited impacts there before that rain moves off the east coast later this afternoon. Snow wraps up this evening for New England, and there is the lake effect snow that'll take over for much of the eastern Great Lakes. Downstream is where I'm expecting those high snow totals to continue streaming on by, and that'll be lasting all weekend long. Let's talk about those travel delays right now. I do expect impacts up and down the East Coast. Atlanta, not too shabby. Maybe I'll change that to a yellow plane just for some minor delays possible, but certainly Charlotte northward, we'll be seeing those possibilities of some strong storms and that wintry mix as well. And here's a look at that cold setup as we have all this moving in along a cold front. 27 for your high today in Chicago. 49 in Atlanta. Florida's hogging all the heat with highs in the 80s. So, Nick, pick where you'd want to be, but obviously, you know, most of us just having to deal with that wintry cold here as we celebrate the holiday.
And, Max, I'm thinking those along the East Coast with that wintry mix will be staying inside watching a whole lot of football this weekend.
Yeah,
Max Paris, thank you so much. Now to a series of bomb threats and fake police calls targeting incoming Trump administration officials. Federal and local authorities say they're aware of a number of incidents and are investigating. NewsNation's Robert Sherman is near President-elect Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Robert, officials are reporting bomb threats. This is extremely upsetting.
And now we have a clearer picture here, Nick, as to exactly the scope of all these threats made to cabinet appointees. And we're looking at multiple incidents across states ranging from coast to coast. Some of these appointees acknowledging exactly what happened to them. One of them, the president-elect's pick to be Secretary of Labor, Lori Chavez DeRaymer. This is what she said happened to her. She said, "My family and I were targeted with a pipe bomb threat at our Oregon home. Thanks to the quick response of the local sheriff's office, we are safe. We deeply appreciate their dedication to protecting our community." We know of similar incidents that involve the president-elect's pick to be Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, some of these other names that you see up here, to head the EPA, Lee Zeldin, as well as Ambassador to the UN choice, Elise Stefanik. You see the whole list of names that's up there right now, so it is a rather wide scope here. The White House is now weighing in on all of this. They say that President Biden has been briefed and unequivocally condemns all acts of political violence or threats of political violence. So this is something that law enforcement from the local all the way to the federal level has had to monitor closely here.
Robert, quick question for you. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg was also at Mar-a-Lago this week, according to members of the Trump team. What do we know about his meeting with Mr. Trump?
Yeah, this was certainly a surprise, and it was first confirmed to us by the Trump team, but now Meta itself has publicly acknowledged the meeting. And what they said is that there's a recognition that there's going to be a time of change here in this country and collaboration, and that the CEO of Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, wanted to participate in those conversations, says that he was grateful to have the opportunity to meet with the president-elect. In terms of the specifics of what future collaboration or what the future landscape will look like, not particularly clear. But it does underscore the fact that it is a revolving door here at Mar-a-Lago of big names coming in and out on a day-to-day basis here.
Big names coming in and out, Robert, who clearly want FaceTime with the president-elect. Robert Sherman, thank you so much. Let's bring in national political reporter for TheHill.com, Julia Manchester. Julia, Robert just talked about Mark Zuckerberg being there and others being there to meet with Mr. Trump. I definitely want you to talk about why so many people feel the need to meet with the president-elect. But right now, we have reaction pouring in to the Chinese prisoner swap. Actor Mel Gibson thanked NewsNation's Elizabeth Vargas and her team for staying on the story of Mark Swiden and the Americans' release. I want to play a little bit of sound and talk to you about this on the other side.
I want to send my congratulations and indeed my thanksgiving in this season to a man named Mark Swiden, who was recently released from a Chinese prison. Of course, Elizabeth Vargas, who reported this story several times, and Allison Weiner. Thank you and congratulations to all of you. Big Thanksgiving.
Elizabeth, once again, Julia, this goes to show how so many people are just paying attention to what's happening. Julia, what do you make of the timing of this and what it means for U.S.-China relations and the release of Sweden?
Well, look, I think this is a bipartisan win. We know that Republicans and Democrats on Capitol Hill for years have been pushing for this release, and obviously the Biden administration has been working well. We saw that Republicans and Democrats were, praising the Biden administration and vice versa for this. So I think this is definitely, I think, a bit of a win for the Biden administration and overall a win for, America in general. Just ahead of Thanksgiving with Biden, it's coming less than 2 months after he leaves office. But, look, I think in general, it's like I said, it's a win for, I think everyone in this situation in terms of U.S.-China relations. Look, I mean, we'll see, how this impacts future relations between the Trump administration and China. We know that there is some tension there, obviously always tension between Washington and Beijing, but certainly I think overall a win for everyone involved.
Julia, so many other things I want to touch base with you on. Incoming Trump officials receiving bomb threats. The White House says it's monitoring the situation. Julia, what's behind all these bomb threats and this swatting?
Well, look, this is clearly an act of political threats, political violence. We don't really know what's behind this. That'll be up to law enforcement to figure out. And we know that they are investigating, but very, very concerning, I think, as these cabinet picks, these administration appointees prepare, particularly the cabinet nominees, prepare for their confirmation processes. I think it obviously shows, the tension here. Political violence has been an issue on both sides of the aisle over the past number of years. So it's very, very concerning. We know that the Biden administration is working, with the Trump transition team and the FBI in all of this, but certainly concerning ahead of the holidays, ahead of inauguration, as a number of these nominees prepare to go into prepare for their own nomination process.
Julia, am I misreading things, or does it seem as though the Biden administration and the incoming Trump administration are really working together when it comes to like this call for a ceasefire in Gaza? Because there seems to be so much symmetry in things moving forward.
Look, this is ultimately up to the Biden administration right now. I mean, I'm sure they're in touch with the Trump transition team, or they will be in touch with the Trump transition team on this because it will ultimately be handed off to them. But, this is Biden ultimately in many ways trying to seal his own legacy. We know that Biden is someone who has worked not only as president, but as vice president, as chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee when he was in the upper chamber on foreign policy. So he's very much trying to cement his own legacy and also make things easier in terms of the situation in the Middle East for the incoming administration. He wants to be able to, sort of figure this out as soon as possible. But it seems like this is very fragile. It doesn't really seem like there's an end in sight. It seems like the ceasefire may have been broken or violated. So it's a very fragile situation.
Julia Manchester live this morning with us. Julia, thank you so much. Back to that breaking news. Israel says the ceasefire with Hezbollah has been violated after suspects arrived in several areas with Israeli tanks firing on multiple positions. Reuters was the first to report this breaking news. NewsNation's Alina Shirazi is live at the White House with the very latest. Alina, this is so troubling because just yesterday we were reporting the progress being made in a ceasefire, and now it looks as though things may have shifted.
That was the big question yesterday, Nick. Will this last? We learned in the early morning hours here. We're learning Israeli tank fire hit 6 areas in southern Lebanon after they say the ceasefire was violated with Hezbollah. That's according to a Reuters report. The military says suspects, some cars approached restricted areas that were a part of those no zones in that ceasefire, no-go zone. So Israel's military spokesperson says any violation of the ceasefire agreement with Hezbollah will be met with fire. We can see they made good on that promise here. Israel's chief of the general staff, Herzi Halevi, says the military is preparing in the chance that this ceasefire won't work. And to recap the deal we spoke about yesterday, Nick, it will allow hundreds of thousands of people from both sides of this to go back home. We are already seeing videos of celebrations and families welcoming their loved ones, waving those Hezbollah flags that were riding away from mountains of rubble. Over the next 60 days, the Lebanese army will also take control of the southern part of the country as Israel pulls out any of its troops that are left in the region. And we know Israel's prime minister saying the truce would allow Israel to focus on Iran and Hamas. But it looks like we're still talking about Hezbollah. Nick.
Alina, one more quick question for you. Speaking of Hamas, is there any indication they will come back to the negotiation table?
Well, we did hear from Hamas yesterday. They said that they were going to come to the table. They said they were going to make negotiations. President Biden did say he will make another push with Turkey, Egypt, Qatar, and Israel to get that ceasefire done in the coming days. But to give a little bit more insight, here is where both of them stand with their demands. Israel wants to eliminate Hamas. They want to return their hostages, have Israeli troops maintain a permanent presence in Gaza, as well as keeping control of the Gaza-Egypt border. Now, as for Hamas, Hamas wants a lasting ceasefire. They want for Israel to fully withdraw from Gaza and have them release Palestinian prisoners. So you can see there could be middle ground here with the return of the hostages on both sides for a lasting ceasefire, but still some things they just don't see eye to eye on. So we'll see what President Biden is able to do in the really short few weeks here in the last days of his administration, Nick.
Absolutely. Alina, thank you so much. Well, new overnight, people in Ukraine taking shelter in subway stations as missiles rain down from a Russian attack. Ukrainian officials say the country's energy systems are being targeted. More than 1 million people are in the dark. Kyiv says Russia is trying to cripple their infrastructure ahead of winter. This is the second big attack on energy sites this month. They are sanctuaries across the country for America's homeless youth. How Covenant House is helping people have a happy Thanksgiving no matter their circumstances today.
Remarkable women from across the country. 125 trailblazers will be honored with a chance to win $25,000 for the nonprofit of their choice. Nominations open through December 20th. Go to NewsNationNow.com to enter a remarkable woman today.
You're watching News Nation, news for all Americans.
I got this $1,000 camera for only $41 on DealDash.
DealDash.com. Online auctions since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro sold for less than $34. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56.
I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
Stay tuned to get a 1-year supply of Everglow replacement filters free. Attention! The water you shower in could be causing flaky dandruff, damaged hair, acne-prone skin. But now there's a clean, healthy solution that's tested and proven. Introducing the Everglow Shower Filter, a revolutionary multi-stage filter that traps, treats, and never lets the hard water chemicals or chlorine touch your skin, hair, and nails. We did an independent study, and it proves Everglow removes 100% of chlorine from shower water to help dramatically improve your skin, hair, and help eliminate dandruff. The secret is Everglow's stacked filtration design that instantly reduces chlorine, heavy metals, and harmful chemicals. Then, mineralized beads restore vital oxygen as vitamin C is infused into the water. Watch as we test ordinary tap water for contamination, first with no filter at all, then with Everglow. They both may look clean, but in this side-by-side comparison, it reveals the unfiltered water is packed with chlorine. Scientific tests prove that Everglow works best for reducing frizz, locking in moisture, and reducing color loss by 92%. Now your hair color will last longer and your hair will be healthier and stronger.
I can see the shine, feel the body and volume backing my hair.
Everglow works with any shower head. No tools needed for easy installation. Call or go online to get your Everglow shower filter for the factory direct price at just $29.99. Plus, we'll ship your entire order fast and free. But order right now and we'll give you 3 replacement filters free. That's a 1-year supply of Everglow filters, a $40 value, absolutely free. Order now.
Call 1-800-310-9498 or go to buyeverglow.com. So call 1-800-310-9498 or order online at buyeverglow.com.
Hey, can you speak French?
Who, me? I know a few words.
If you're struggling to speak a new language, you should try Babbel, a learning platform designed by over 200 language experts. It's like having your own personal language coach. Babbel offers live classes with expert teachers for real-world conversation practice. It's totally flexible, so you can learn at your own pace. And with the right practice and coaching, start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Go to Babbel.com to claim your limited time offer today.
Tonight, a NewsNation exclusive. They were the most powerful men in the world. But how do these presidents stack up against each other? Best-selling author Bill O'Reilly spotlights America's chief executives.
You're bringing them to life.
Ranking the best.
It's the Taylor Swift of masculine men.
To the worst.
If I were in a time machine, I'd go back and slap him.
And we'll reveal Bill's pick for the greatest of all time. Leland Vittert hosts Confronting the Presidents. Tonight at 7, 6 Central, only on NewsNation.
Welcome back. 20 minutes after the hour. We're keeping an eye on some other top stories this morning, including new interest in the decades-old JonBenet Ramsey case. Police in Boulder, Colorado, saying they aren't ignoring any new leads or viable evidence in the child beauty queen's 1996 murder. They appear to be responding to a new Netflix documentary about her death. They usually give an annual update in December. JonBenet Ramsey's murder is one of the country's highest-profile mysteries. The 6-year-old was found dead in her home a day after Christmas, and no one has ever been prosecuted. Boulder police say they are still committed to solving that case. And a Delta passenger is in hot water this morning after going to Paris from New York without a ticket. The TSA says she managed to bypass the identity verification areas and get on the plane Tuesday night. It's unclear if she was arrested when the plane landed in France Wednesday morning, but police were called to the airport. An aviation insider has been reporting on social media that she was trying to avoid detection by hiding in a bathroom. Delta says it is still investigating. And organizers behind the Make Amazon Pay campaign says thousands of workers in more than 20 countries, including the United States and the United Kingdom, plan to strike between Black Friday and Cyber Monday, saying they want to hold Amazon accountable for labor issues and abuses, environmental degradation, and, quote, threats to democracy. An Amazon spokesperson said they are always willing to listen and look for ways to improve and are proud of the competitive pay and comprehensive benefits that they provide to their team members. And while many are gathered around their tables this Thanksgiving, an estimated 4.2 million young people in the United States are struggling with homelessness. Covenant House, a beacon of hope for youth in need, is stepping up to provide not only meals, but also support and opportunities to help these young adults get back on their feet. NewsNation's Alex Capriello joins us live now with what Covenant House Illinois is doing for the holidays to help young people in need. Alex, this is an organization that is so important to so many. What are they planning for this Thanksgiving?
Yeah, good morning to you, Nick. Covenant House, with locations all across the country, more than just a shelter, it's actually a sanctuary, a place where homeless and at-risk youth can find safety, support, and oftentimes a second chance. Later this morning, I'm going to actually be joining the team at Covenant House Chicago to prepare a Thanksgiving meal for young people experiencing homelessness. And with that feast, we'll be filling both hearts and stomachs. Since 1972, Covenant House has provided services to more than 1.5 million teens all across the Americas. From job training to help them earn a living, to mental health support to soothe those invisible wounds, and education programs that spark dreams. Covenant House is really a launchpad for hope.
You have to make a bunch of short-term goals and long-term goals for yourself. You can look at the resources, you can get all the help you need, but only you can really help yourself.
One of the major ways Covenant House is able to provide these life-changing resources is actually through their annual Sleep Out events. The critical fundraiser challenges people to experience what it's actually like to have to sleep on the streets for a night. You might even remember our very own Caitlin Becker participated in one of New York City's events earlier this month that actually raised $1.2 million. For young people here, many of whom have faced more hardships than most of us could imagine, Covenant House is actually proof that someone cares, that they matter, and that a brighter future is possible. Nick, I'm really excited to go out there, help out, feed some hungry bellies this Thanksgiving, and give back to our community.
It's indeed a blessing. Alex, thank you so much. It's Thanksgiving Day, so you know what that means. Food, family, and football. And the NFL has a packed slate for you today, including a pair of rivalry games. It all kicks off as the Bears and Lions duke it out in Detroit, starting at 12:30 Eastern. Then the Cowboys welcome the Giants to Dallas with kickoff set for 4:30 Eastern. And the Dolphins and Packers close things out in Green Bay, starting at 8:20 Eastern. And guess what? Some people will be parked in front of that TV all day long to watch all of those games. Holidays after Helene, ahead how people in North Carolina are coming together to help each other have a happy Thanksgiving as they recover from disaster.
Master Sergeant Pender coming from Kuwait with the 364th ESC. Happy Thanksgiving to my family and friends in St. Louis, Missouri. Let's go, Cowboys! Woo!
This is Poof Litterizer, and it puts an end to litter box stink. Just sprinkle a few tablespoons onto clean litter for a dry and stink-free litter box. Look, this is about the same amount of pee-wee most cats make in a month. But just a few tablespoons of Poof Litterizer sucks up all that wetness and odor and won't let it go. You can't wring it out. You can't squeeze it out. Your litter box never gets a chance to stink. All right. Now give it a smell.
Literally smells like nothing.
That's crazy. And it makes litter last longer, slashing your litter cost. The Litterizer is a non-toxic, environmentally friendly formula used in top equestrian centers for over a decade to help keep horse stalls clean, dry, and sanitary. Other products claim to reduce litter box odor, but with the Litterizer, your litter box never gets a chance to stink because the Litterizer captures wetness and odor and won't let it go. And the Litterizer makes litter box cleanup a breeze. No more stinky litter boxes, no more stinky houses. No one's gonna come over and say, do you got a cat? Poof Litterizer eliminates unhealthy litter box odor and has no toxic or tacky fragrances. Poof Litterizer is the litter box civilizer, earning Cat Fancy's Editor's Choice Award for innovation. Call or go online to get a 16-ounce container of Poof Litterizer. Good for months of litter changes for just $24.95. It's guaranteed to save you double that in kitty litter costs. A dry and stink-free litter box that saves you time and money? It's a no-brainer! Get Poof Litterizer, the litter box civilizer, for just $24.95.
Time is running out and the holidays are approaching fast. Start your kitchen makeover at Cabinets to Go. During our Purple Weekend Flash Sale, get our lowest prices of the year now through December 3rd. Come in for a free 3D design and get the gift of a beautiful new kitchen this holiday season. Cabinets to Go. Wow for less.
Does your wife know you spent over $600 on takeout?
We're busy. We don't have time to cook.
Okay, but do you know you're also paying for a meal kit on top of that?
Wait, really?
Look, just get Rocket Money. It shows you all your expenses in one place, and it even tracks your subscriptions. And any subscription you don't want, which for you, there's a lot you don't need, you can cancel right from the app.
So you mean I don't have to call customer service to cancel?
Nope, no hold times or anything. And they'll even try to get you a refund for the money you spent, which I'm sure your wife will be very grateful for.
I'm gonna download it right now.
Let's talk turkey. I am thankful to you for coming to NewsNation. There is a place where the menu suits every appetite. So spread it around the table.
Tell your friends and family about NewsNation. News for all Americans.
Welcome back. 28 minutes after the hour. Here's a look at the top stories we're following this morning. The FBI is investigating threats against some of President-elect Trump's cabinet picks. The Trump transition team says his choices to lead the Pentagon, the CIA, the EPA, Department of Labor, and UN ambassador have all been targeted with bomb threats. Others have been targets of swatting calls, sending police to their homes. And 3 Americans released in a prisoner swap with China are back in the United States today. That includes Mark Sweden, seen in the middle here in this NewsNation exclusive photo. He's flanked by the U.S. ambassador to China and special presidential envoy for hostage affairs. Sweden has spent 12 years detained and sentenced to death on a drug charge despite a lack of evidence. And breaking overnight, Israel says its ceasefire with Hezbollah has been violated and Israeli tanks have fired on 6 areas. This, according to Reuters. Right now, you're looking live at Beirut, Lebanon, where things appear to be relatively calm. Reuters reports the IDF fired on suspects, some with vehicles, along the Israeli-Lebanese border. It's not clear what those suspects were doing or what areas were hit by tank fire. All right, you know the music. I love this guy. I never get a chance to chat with him myself, so now we're going to break it down. Thanksgiving is a time for friends and families to get together and celebrate, but it's also a time to settle old scores, at least on the gridiron. The NFL has a packed Turkey Day slate for you, including a pair of rivalry games. It all kicks off as the Bears and Lions duke it out in Detroit starting at 12:30 Eastern. Then the Cowboys welcome the Giants to Dallas with kickoff set for 4:30. And the Dolphins and Packers close things out in Green Bay starting at 8:20 Eastern. And we'll all be watching it all. And here to weigh in on all the action the NFL has to offer this holiday weekend is our very own league insider, Big Daddy Rich Salgado. Big Daddy, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, brother, how you doing, man? Happy Thanksgiving to you and everyone there, your family. So it's Football Thursday. Get it going.
Exactly. Our meteorologist has been talking about, wintry mix, wintry mix. We're like, yeah, and that just means stay in and watch football. Ain't nobody complaining about that at all. Big Daddy, a lot of fun games on the schedule for today. Any of them in particular you have an eye on to catch?
Well, listen, Miami's going into Green Bay tonight. That's a big game because you're going to really find out, Miami, since Tua has been back, they've been playing great. So now the weather's going to be below 20. Can Tua and the Dolphins play their game? That's going to be a real big test for them to see if they're there or not.
Can they play their game and can they protect Tua? One of the things that makes me uncomfortable every time I watch the Dolphins, and I know I can't be the only one thinking this, Big Daddy, is like, man, I hope he does not get hit again, because every time he's hit, I keep thinking, this is not good. This is not good.
I mean, it's, it's incredible that he's out there. And, I think the same thing. You don't want this guy to get hurt, get hit the wrong way or get hit hard or, get hit in the head. And then, it might be the end. So it's kind of, you're on nerve when you watch him.
Yeah, but you want to watch them play and you want to watch them do well. All right, last week, Marky picked perfectly, going 3 for 3. How did she do that? I think she has help from Parsons. That's my problem there. I think she's cheating a little bit there, which means her season lead grows to 7 points heading into Week 12. Let's start things off with the NFL's second ever Black Friday game. We're both taking the Chiefs over the Raiders here. What do you like, Kansas City, in this one?
I do. I like the Chiefs. They're at home. Obviously a better record, and the Raiders have a little disarray there with, quarterback injuries and whatnot. So you got to go with the Chiefs.
Yeah, and I think the Chiefs got a wake-up call last week. They're like, oh, wait a minute, we need to kind of pull some things together. And it showed the world that that they are not simply invincible, that they can get their cage rattled a little bit there, too. All right, the Falcons and Chargers are both fighting for playoff spots as they go head-to-head in Atlanta this weekend. And we're both picking the Chargers. Why are you going with L.A. here?
Well, I like the Chargers. I mean, obviously, they just got done playing in a fist fight. Brother versus brother there. And but I think they have the talent and, they're heading in the right direction. So I'll take the Chargers.
All right. Here we go. In our third game this week, though, the Broncos look to keep their playoff hopes alive against the Browns. I'm going with Cleveland, but you're taking Denver. Why do you think this is Denver's game to lose?
Well, Denver, they've turned things around. Obviously, Sean Payton, Bo Nix. I mean, you might be looking at the Rookie of the Year right now there, the way he's playing. I mean, some people may say Jaden Daniels down in Washington, but look what he's done. They've done a complete turnaround, and I like the Broncos.
They're going to have to keep that going, though, because Jaden Daniels is definitely showing that he wants to have record this year. Big Daddy Rich Salgado, thank you so much, sir. Happy Thanksgiving to you and the family.
Hey, Nick, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. And, I'm glad that you and I are breaking bread on Thanksgiving.
Oh, as am I. And we'll definitely be able to do a little trash talking come Monday, too, see how things shake out.
Absolutely.
Have a good weekend. All right, check this out. Your friendly firefighter's cautionary tale of the holiday season: don't fry a frozen or partially frozen turkey. They tell you this every year, and still someone does it. Take a look at that video. That's how scary it is and how things could go wrong quickly. That's a frozen turkey. They're putting in that hot grease, and then just like that, it spills over. All right, there are some secret tricks to making sure that that turkey comes out just right, and we have an expert up next to help with everything from the bird to the side dishes to the leftovers. And don't forget to download the NewsNation app to take us with you wherever you go. Breaking news and updates on all the big stories delivered right to your home screen. That's right. All you got to do is download that app. Stay up to date and watch anytime, anywhere on newsnationnow.com and in the app.
Hank used to suffer from what felt like a cold and flu medicine hangover in the morning. Then he switched to Mucinex Night Shift. Mucinex is uniquely formulated to leave your system faster so you wake up ready to go. Try Mucinex Night Shift and feel the difference.
Growing old is part of the journey, even when you have heart failure. But when he had shortness of breath, carpal tunnel syndrome, and lower back pain, we wondered, could these be warning signs of something bigger? Thank goodness we called his cardiologist, because these were signs of ATTR-CM, a rare and serious disease that gets worse over time. If you see any of the warning signs, don't wait. Ask your cardiologist about ATTR-CM today.
Stay tuned to get an all-new Bell & Howell Bionic Floodlight for 50% off. Last year, over 100 million packages were stolen. Worse yet, over 500,000 homes were broken into. The party's over, porch pirates and prowlers. This is the Bionic Solar Floodlight from Bell & Howell. It showers a massive 1,000-foot area of ultra-bright light all the way from your house to the road or the whole backyard. Plus, it's solar-powered, so it's free to operate. When prowlers approach, the motion sensors activate and BAM! They go bye-bye. Plus, it expands your outdoor living space, making yards, patios, and walkways brighter. This next-generation solar-powered light features 120 high-intensity LED bulbs on 3 separate adjustable panels, delivering multi-directional light. It installs in seconds anywhere. No wires, or stake it in the ground, and customize the panels anywhere you want light. Look, your lights are too weak, but watch. Bam! That's Bionic light power. Check out the difference before and after. Which home looks safer to you? The Bionic Floodlight is the ultimate security light standing guard up to 25 feet, keeping your family safer. And no more critters getting in your trash. Now there's plenty of light to scare them away. It'll light up your life when you pull into a bright driveway and enjoy more outdoor living space with bright, beautiful light. Folks, the Bionic Floodlight delivers safety and style. Look at this yard before and after. It's a night and day difference. Some outdoor solar lights sell for over $150, but you can get the Bionic Solar Floodlight from trusted Bell & Howell for just $29.99. And we'll even ship it to you free. Order right now and get a second Bionic Floodlight at 50% off. And it all comes with our Bell & Howell 5-year warranty. The demand has been huge, so don't wait or you can miss out. Order right now.
To order, call 1-800-325-5313 or go to bionicfloodlight.com. So call 1-800-325-5313. That's 1-800-325-5313 or order online at bionicfloodlight.com.
Selling your home? Realtor.com's Real Choice Selling lets you choose from multiple agent proposals, because when agents compete, you win.
Don't all apps do that?
Not really. Trust the #1 app real estate professionals trust. Download the Realtor.com app today.
Kind of needs to be more squiggly.
Perfect. So now, do you have a driver's license?
Oh, what did you get us?
With the click of a pen, you can get a new Volkswagen at the Sign Then Drive event. Lease a 2024 Tiguan for 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing. Limited inventory available.
Welcome back. 38 minutes after the hour. Fryer beware. New warnings on a recipe for disaster in the kitchen. Firefighters in Austin, Texas, showing what happens if someone tries to fry a frozen or partially frozen turkey. Cooking fires are reportedly 3 times more likely on Thanksgiving Day than any other day of the year. Firefighters say when cooking, be sure to wear long sleeves, pants, gloves, eye protection, and closed-toe shoes. And if a fire does break out, use a fire extinguisher or baking soda or a tight-fitting lid to put out the fire. Do not use water on a grease fire. Kitchens are busy this morning, and if you've got us on as you prep your Thanksgiving dinner, which I'm hoping you do, you hear me in the background? Hello, y'all. I can smell it. Smells good. Well, you're in luck, because we're talking turkey tips this morning. A Butterball Togetherness survey found nearly 9 in 10 plan to serve turkey on this holiday. Joining us now, Butterball Turkey Talk Line expert Tyler Loringer. Tyler, good morning.
Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. Tyler, I see the spread there in front of you. You know the common mistakes that people make. So 74% of people in your survey say they plan to oven roast their turkey. 8% say they'll use a smoker, 5% an electric fryer. Tyler, what are the biggest missteps people can make when trying to get that perfect turkey to look like the one you have in front of you?
Yes, isn't she beautiful? So we do get a lot of questions about roasting. It's our #1 question on Thanksgiving morning, but other folks want to do alternative cooking methods, and that's great, especially because it's going to make more room in your oven to cook those delicious side dishes. So with the deep fryers, we definitely want to make sure that turkey is fully thawed. If you are smoking your turkey, you just want to make sure you have enough time, because that is a slow cooking method, and so you don't want that turkey getting out of the smoker too late for your Thanksgiving meal.
All right, surveys show many Americans like those side dishes just as much as the turkey. I am among them. I think I may have participated in that survey. What are some common questions you get on the side dishes?
So many people want to know if Butterball just has turkey recipes, and that's actually not true. Butterball.com has a vast variety of recipes ranging from stuffing, green beans, these delicious mashed potatoes in front of me. So if you go on Butterball.com, we have all of those at your fingertips to help make a perfect Thanksgiving meal.
Okay, Tyler, I'm going to ask you to solve a little bit of controversy here. What's better, cornbread or biscuits as a side?
Oh, I would 100% go with cornbread.
Oh, there you go. Okay, Tyler, we're all right. We're doing all right there. And it's just like, with grits. You don't put sugar on grits, people. Salt goes on grits. Let's talk about those turkey leftovers, Tyler. What are the best options? When do you know what that turkey should finally be thrown out?
So some important tips to remember is after you carve your turkey, you have 2 hours to get it into the fridge, because we want to cool down that turkey to keep it food safe. And then from there, you have 3 days in your fridge to enjoy those leftovers, or you can freeze the turkey and it can stay in your freezer for up to 6 months.
Tyler, the last question I have for you before I let you go. Your survey found people are expecting larger gatherings this year, but will they see any relief when it comes to food costs?
So when it comes to turkey, it is one of the most economical parts of our meal. And so we always say go big and enjoy those leftovers.
Tyler, thank you so much for joining me this morning, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Thank you so much. Give us a call at 1-800-BUTTERBALL.
We will do if we have any issues at all. Holidays after Helene ahead. How people in North Carolina are coming together to help each other have a happy Thanksgiving as they recover from disaster. And right now, you're looking live in New York City, courtesy of EarthCam. The equipment, the tents, the floats, all getting ready to roll for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. This year's parade features 22 floats, 17 balloons, and hundreds of clowns.
What if all I do for my type 2 diabetes isn't enough? Or what if?
Once weekly Mounjaro could help. Mounjaro helps your body regulate blood sugar, and Mounjaro can help decrease how much food you eat. 3 out of 4 people reached an A1C of less than 7%. Plus, people taking Mounjaro lost up to 25 pounds.
Don't take Mounjaro if you're allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or vision changes. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas and gallbladder problems. Taking Mounjaro with sulfonylurea or insulin may raise your low blood sugar risk. Tell your doctor if you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and may worsen kidney problems.
I can do diabetes differently with Mounjaro.
Ask your doctor about once weekly Mounjaro.
Used for 2 weeks, now it's a $1,500 coat rack. Didn't even learn smoke on the water. Broke her pinky. Pulled her groin. Glued it to the table. Babble? Interesting. Can she even speak a word of Spanish?
Lo siento, ¿qué dijiste?
Wait, really?
¿Qué? Son solo 15 minutos al día.
Start learning today at Babbel.com.
There's something going around the Gordon home. Good thing Gertrude found Delsum. Now what's going around is 12-hour cough relief. And the giggles. The family that takes Delsum together feels better together.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. Now I have Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Controlling my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
And now I'm back in the picture. Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements. Skyrizi helped visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. And with Skyrizi, many were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and even at 2 years.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's.
Now's the time to take control of your Crohn's.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
When my hair started to thin, I thought, am I going to have any hair left?
After I gave birth, my hair wasn't even thinning, it was gone.
When I spoke to my dermatologist, he immediately pointed me in the direction of Nutrafol.
It's 100% drug-free and clinically tested.
Within 3 months, my hair was fuller.
It's longer, it's so much thicker.
I had more scalp coverage.
It was so nice to be noticed for my hair after hiding it for so many years.
Start your hair growth journey at Nutrafol.com.
HomeGlow just cleaned my entire house for $19. Seriously, $19. They showed up right on time and did my dishes, my laundry, they even cleaned my windows. You just pick a date, pick a cleaner, and enjoy a spotless house for $19. I love using HomeGlow, and I think you will too.
I can feel the winds of change.
Welcome back, 47 minutes after the hour. This holiday looks quite different for families impacted by Hurricane Helene. Storm surge swept away homes and making others unlivable. Western North Carolina was one of the hardest areas hit, but neighbors and volunteers are refusing to let these communities go without a Thanksgiving Day meal. So Operation Thanksgiving Blessings was born. Joining me now by phone is co-event planner Michael Keeter. Michael, I understand this effort was started small but quickly grew because of how many people wanted to participate to help.
That's right. Good morning, Nick. It's been absolutely amazing. We started out with just a couple local friends talking about wanting to go cook, and the word got put out on Facebook, and we showed up yesterday with about 200 volunteers, and we just finished cooking through the night about 30 minutes ago, and everything is being cleaned and prepped right now to start actually making the plates, and we're going to start distributing them here in about 2 hours.
Because, Michael, I'm guessing there's so many people are dealing with so many other things that the idea of not having to think at least about this particular meal for this day has to be something that they are just extremely grateful for.
I think so. That's what we're hearing from people, is that they still kind of feel forgotten and looked over, and it's made it even that much more special to know that we came to try to take their mind off of everything that's happened, if only for a few hours or one day, and let them know that the people here in North Carolina and across the country haven't forgotten them, and we're here to do what we can to help.
Michael, I'm looking at some stills on our screen people at home are seeing. Is that you on the grill?
No, that probably is David Burke. He was the guy that kind of was the brainchild of it. He's been a competition barbecue cooker for many years, and so when he put the word out, everybody that knows him and cares showed up to help.
So, Michael, what happens in a situation when people want to participate, to volunteer? Are you then trying to assign them to a station? I have no grill experience. You're like, well, Nick, we could still use your help in area A or area B?
That's right. We've been meeting every Sunday for about 3 to 4 hours for the last 2 months and working out all the logistics. We've got parking attendant committees and cleanup committees, cooking committees, serving committees. We actually took in over 2 transfer truck loads of donations of clothes and hygiene supplies, laundry detergent, anything you could imagine, just to try to do everything we could to help.
Michael, are most of the people who are volunteering from the surrounding community, or is the help coming from all over the place?
It's coming from all over the place. The financial support we've received, we have a GoFundMe set up on our Facebook page, Operation Thanksgiving Blessings, and we've received money from as far as Canada across the western United States. It's been absolutely amazing.
And Michael, are those financial donations going directly to the program, or is it getting lost in overhead? You know how that goes.
Every penny of what we have raised is going into the hands of the people here in this area. We have a committee that has spent about 7 weeks vetting every cause to make sure every dollar that we've raised is left behind. We're not taking a dime from this.
Michael, I love that. And people at home love hearing that as well. Michael Keeter, I just want to thank you for taking time to give us a call today. We're wishing you and those whom you are helping the safest and a blessed Thanksgiving Day holiday on behalf of everyone here at News Nation.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys giving us a little bit of coverage, and I just would like to say one thing. When you breathe your last breath on this earth, there's nothing that you can do for yourself that's ever going to matter. The only thing that's going to be left behind is what you can do for other people. Michael, I absolutely love that. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. All right, they're in line to lead in President-elect Trump's upcoming administration, but now they're receiving threats, what authorities are looking into. And not everyone can spend this holiday with their loved ones. We're taking a moment with American service members deployed this morning. Up next, we're talking to Staff Sergeant Rodolfo Canales and his family to talk about how they're doing with the last-minute deployment thousands of miles away. And it's that time of year again to gather around the fireplace with chestnuts roasting on an open fire, as the song says. But instead of a Yule log, NASA wants you to enjoy the crackling and roaring sounds of a rocket engine. The 8-hour holiday video is designed with the engines that sent the Artemis 1 rocket to the moon 2 years ago, and it's pretty cool.
Hank used to suffer from what felt like a cold and flu medicine hangover in the morning. Then he switched to Mucinex Night Shift. Mucinex is uniquely formulated to leave your system faster so you wake up ready to go. Try Mucinex Night Shift and feel the difference.
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms.
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. But just okay isn't okay.
And I was done settling.
If you still have symptoms after trying a TNF blocker like Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq works differently. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can rapidly relieve joint pain, stiffness, and swelling as fast as 2 weeks for some. And even at the 3-year mark, many people felt this relief. Rinvoq can stop joint damage, and in PSA can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Done settling?
Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq.
And take back what's yours.
Stay tuned to get this ultra nonstick bakeware set and these razor-sharp chef's knives free from Granite Stone. Has your old set of pans lost their slick? Does everything get baked on, burnt on, and stick? You know you need a new set, but the prices are so high it's obscene. Well, say hello to Granite Stone Emerald Green, a kitchen full of the most durable, ultra non-stick cookware at the most affordable price anywhere. Granite Stone Emerald Green is the fast, easy way to make your family 5-star cuisine that's delicious and lean. No oil or butter needed. Granite Stone Emerald Green is constructed from a hard aluminum plate and coated 3 times with our durable ultra non-stick Granite Stone Emerald Green finish. They're oven rated up to 500 degrees and come with vented tempered glass lids to prevent boilover. Plus, all Granite Stone cookware is 100% metal utensil and dishwasher safe. Look, you'd expect to pay up to $500 for a professional quality cookware set. But during this special TV introduction, you can get the complete Granite Stone Emerald Green set not for $5, $4, or even $300, but for the factory direct price of just 5 easy payments of $39.99. And for everyone who orders today, we're we're going to drop one payment. You get it all for just 4 easy payments of $39.99. And here's the offer you've been waiting for. We'll include this razor-sharp 6-piece knife set to prep quick, and they're all non-stick, free. But there's even more. You'll get our 5-piece bakeware set, the fast, easy, ultra non-stick way to bake up your favorite desserts. Together, they're an $80 value. Yours absolutely free. That's an incredible 21-piece granite stone emerald green set, all for just 4 easy payments of $39.99. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. Order now.
Call 1-800-357-0801 or go to emeraldset.com. That's 1-800-357-0801. That number again is 1-800-357-0801 or go to emeraldset.com.
I don't want a ding on my good credit, so I'm using Experian to find cards with no ding decline. See these? They say no ding decline, which means if I get denied, my FICO score won't get a ding. Sounds good to me. Get the free Experian app now.
Welcome back. While we spend this holiday with our loved ones, it's also important to remember those who will not be able to be with their families this Thanksgiving, our American service members. Tens of thousands of U.S. troops are deployed overseas right now, away for such a special day serving our country. We're giving thanks to them throughout the morning in Morning in America today. Joining me now is Staff Sergeant Rodolfo Canales of the 492nd Fighter Squadron, as well as his wife Ariel and 2 kids, Azrael and Aurora. Good morning, Sarge.
Good morning.
Ariel, I can already tell you've got your hands full. You're like everybody was sitting here 5 seconds ago, Nick, and then here you go, and they all ran off. But this is what it's all about. Sergeant, I know this was a last-minute deployment. How does your Thanksgiving look away from your family this year?
Honestly, it's not much different. We're still out here. We're fighting for our nation. We are doing everything we can for each other. We're still hanging out with each other. We're still going to be breaking bread with all of our service members. We're going to probably come together, have a feast, and, probably play some video games later on down the road.
Yeah,
later on tonight.
I think, Sergeant Canales, I will say this, having served and been deployed during holidays myself, I think that it's in some ways we're distracted because we're service members and we still have a job to do. It's our families that really miss us so much, and we miss them. But they're like, hey, there's an empty seat at the table. But you definitely want to let them know that you're okay.
Oh, yeah. We're still, we're all good. We're all safe. We're just, doing the daily grind every day, doing our job.
Ariel, you and the kids are also away from him in Arizona, currently in the United Kingdom, where your husband is stationed. How do you and the kids manage this holiday, not only away from Dad, but also away from the States?
Honestly, the bases are the best place to have family-oriented friends. We have been invited to like 4 different Thanksgivings today, so we'll kind of hop around a little. See everybody, and then get to come home and just relax in the evening.
And are you all able to like FaceTime and everything from time to time?
Oh, every day, yeah, we get to talk.
Every day.
Yeah, I have to tell you this. In interest of full disclosure, when I was serving, we had to send cassette tapes back and forth. There weren't any cell phones. That's how old I am there. But Sergeant, I have to ask you this, though. It's quite the sacrifice to serve your country, being away for this time. What keeps you going, especially around the holidays?
Honestly, just, having them behind my back, being able to talk to them every day, and honestly, just being busy. Work is busy, so it's just like one of those things where you just kind of go right into it, zone out.
Ariel, is there a special message that you share with the kids around events like this, around holidays and things like that when Dad is away?
Yeah, we just pray, and we get to pray with him, and I think that helps keep us close and connected, and just having God around us in our family. So,
well, Sergeant Canales and the Canales family, I want to thank you all. It's one of those things where we sit there and we look at this and we see the beautiful kids. Oh, look at her right there. What is she telling us right now? She's looking at Daddy, right?
Yeah.
I love that. This is a special moment for all of us there. You guys, I just want you all to know that here at NewsNation, we love having an opportunity to celebrate our men and women in uniform. To the Rodolfo Canales and family, thank you all. Happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe. And we send that message to all of our men and women serving overseas.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving. We have more news for all America, including Amazon workers staging a Black Friday strike. That and more coming at you right now.